Alright, now it's time to go and fix the teeth. Let's zoom in a bit. Press Z on your keyboard, drag to the right and see how we can fix the teeth. Just create a new layer. I'm just going to call this teeth. Press B on your keyboard, make sure the flow is on 100%, opacity 100%, the foreground color is totally white, and make sure your brush size a bit larger, and with brush just slowly paint over on teeth. Just don't go outside, try to be inside the lips. That's all we do. Alright, cool. Now just double click here, make sure you're in blend. If hold down Alt or Option, just one click on this arrow and drag it to the right. Now it's separated, right? Drag it to the right until you see a natural teeth. Now press OK. Let's zoom in a bit more. Click on a new layer. Go and pick up your polygonal lasso tool, guys. Now, and start selecting this area. Look, I'm just selecting around the teeth. Backspace to go back. Try to be exact and precise. Here. Nice. And slowly. Cool. We are almost done. And that's it. Hold on I to pick up a color, exact same color. Press B again and start painting, guys. Press Command and Control D to deselect the selection. Now, again, create a new layer. Press Z on your keyboard and zoom in a bit. Press B again. Make sure the foreground color is totally white. Make your brush smaller and slowly start to add some lines here for the highlights. Right? That's all. Double click again here. Hold on Alt. Split these two arrows and drag it to the right to blend in with the teeth. So exactly, we're just gonna bring up the shadows. Let's go to Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. It's gonna be something like this, a bit more, maybe. Yes, cool. Again, create another layer. Press B on your keyboard. Make sure your brush size a bit larger, more, and just paint over this area, guys. That's all. Double click here again. Hold on Alt. Drag this arrow to the right. OK. Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. See how cool is that? Now, as you saw, there are some areas that are affected. I'm just going to add a layer mask to it. Press B on your keyboard and try to clean those areas, guys. That's all. Trying to go and clean those areas. So it's exactly like the teeth are under the lips, right? And how cool is that? Now hold down Shift and select the teeth. Command Control G to group them. Now I'm just gonna call these teeth. Let's zoom back. And how cool is that? If you see it's too much, you can go in and select this one, and this one, and bring down the opacity. I'm just gonna zoom back to see if it's natural. and it's very cool, guys. Alright, now we are done with the teeth. Now it's time to zoom in and fix the eyes. Now let's zoom in a bit. So let's fix the eyes. So how we do that? Actually, it's very easy to fix the eyes. Let's go to adjustment layer and click on curves. Just drag this slider to the right. Alright? It's enough? Cool. Now, make sure the mask is selected. Control Delete to fill it with black. Now press B on your keyboard. Make sure the foreground color is white. And slowly, I'm just going to zoom in a bit. Press B again and make your brush smaller. And just do something like this. The area between the eyes. That's all. Right, all we do. Nothing more. And let's do this, just squirty things. I mean, just something like that. Trust me, it's just gonna be perfect. So there should be a gap between this and the eyes. Alright? Something like this. Now, let's zoom back a bit. To see the both eyes, let's go to Filter, Blur, and Gaussian Blur. And just take a look at this. We go to the right until we just match the eyes and kind of blend in together. A bit more. Alright, cool. Now, let's create another adjustment layer and curve. Again, drag this from top to the left. Alright? Control or Command Delete. Let's zoom in a bit. Press B on your keyboard. Make the brush very small, maybe 2. And do some lines, guys. Just small little lines. Cool. Now come to this side. Cool again. Now click on this icon to bring up the curve and drag this to the left a bit more to make the eyes brighter. Again, go to Filter, but we have to come back to this layer. We can use this feather as well. I mean, there's no difference between this feather and the blur one. It's the same, so we might use this one this time. See that? Let's go to this one, and I think this is a bit too much. Press B on your keyboard, switch to X. This is black, and I'm just gonna paint that back. Paint that back. Bit between, so we create more lines. And just take a look at this one, guys. And I'm just gonna hold Shift, click here, Command and Control G to group it. I'm just gonna call this eyes. It's not finished yet, but I'm just gonna show you what's going on. The before and after. Before and after. Alright. Now let's zoom in a bit. Go to this one, the first one. Press B on your keyboard, switch to X, and let's draw something. Some more. Switch to X. Nice. And this is nice too. Maybe we can just add a bit of this. Switch to X. Okay, cool. Now, if we take a look at it, it's just gonna be something very cool, right? Now, if you press Command and Control J again, let's see what happens. Just make this brighter. But right now, I'm just gonna play around with this one and bring it down. Very, very nice. If this is too much, just gonna turn that off. For this one is okay, but for this one is too much. I'm just gonna press V on my keyboard and X and just go over this. Just the right side. You see, we are playing around until we get the perfect eye color and eye match. Now, for the colorizing the eyes, just go to adjustment layer, click on hue and saturation. Just drag the hue slider to left and right. Right now, I'm just gonna keep it on green for now. And Alt Delete to fill it with black. Let's zoom in a bit. Press B on your keyboard. Make sure the foreground color is white. Make the brush size very small. And slowly start paint on the eyes. That's all. Very slowly, and just concentrate to don't go outside and don't paint on this highlight. Make it smaller. See if we can paint on this area. Very cool. Now let's go to this side and do the same thing with this eye. Alright. See how cool is that and how easy is that? Just paint on the eyes and come up with a different color. Alright, cool. Now, let's zoom back a bit. Bring down the saturation. Bring down the lighten. And the lightness is down. Now I can just play around with this until I get a perfect color match. For now, it's fine. You see, in future, if you want to change anything, we're just gonna come back and click on the hue and play around with this, and anytime we need it. Right now, everything is ready for the final colorizing. Now, let's go on and fix this area, the white area. Click on a new layer and just make sure the foreground color is white. Press B on your keyboard and slowly with a small brush, I'm just gonna go around this area and just paint white. That's all we do, guys. Just paint white and make sure everything is inside this area. We don't want to go outside. Very carefully. Let's zoom it up a bit so I make sure my brush size is a bit larger. And slowly I'm just gonna paint around this area. Alright, cool. Now the same thing here. Make the brush size smaller. Okay, cool. And this area. Here we go. The same thing here. I'm just gonna paint it with white. That's all we do, guys. That's it. And then the easy part, just double click on the right side at the layer and let's go to blend if and underline layer. Hold on Alt and drag this slider to right. Now it's going to be divided. Drag it exactly to the right. Now let's zoom back a bit. Control Command minus. If it's too much, we're just going to play around with the opacity. Just going to come here, just bring to the left side until, so this is nothing. It means we have done nothing. Now, slowly and gradually, I'm just gonna drag it to the right until I'm satisfied with the brightness of the color. So we don't want to make it too white. Now, I guess around 50. It's perfect. I'm just gonna press OK. And everything is inside this folder, guys. See, before and after. See how easily we have changed their eye color.